Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood. Now at 5 p.m.
Now at 5, a new scam is taking advantage of families who would do anything to get their missing pet back. How they're targeting victims in the 2 new ways to protect yourself.
And more layoffs for Boeing and more doubts over the future of NASA's moon program. Experts are weighing in on what lies ahead for the SLS rocket. But first, the man accused of assaulting and murdering 13-year-old Madeline Soto is trying to get key evidence thrown out of his upcoming trial. Thanks for joining us on News 6 at 5. I'm Lisa Bell.
Yeah, glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin. So this guy, Stephen Stearns, is asking a judge to suppress evidence police found on his cell phone. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest joins us live with these new developments. Mike, investigators say that cell phone contained a lot of very important evidence.
That's right, Matt. When detectives searched Stephen Stearns' cell phone, they say they found photos and videos that allegedly showed Stearns raping Madeline Soto. Prosecutors have not yet responded to Stearns' request, and it's unclear when the judge might rule on it. Last week, Stearns filed additional motions seeking to take the death penalty off the table. He's pleaded not guilty to charges of raping and murdering Madeline Soto. Matt and Lisa.
Mike DeForest reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. New at 5, scammers pretending to be animal shelters are soliciting money from people who are going through a tough time. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez explains what you should be on the lookout for in case they target you. Just awful to prey on people at one of the worst moments of their life, right? You know, they're frantically searching for their beloved animal.
They would pay anything and do anything to try to get their creature back, and then it's not even the truth. That's terrible. All right, let's get you over to meteorologist Samara Kokinos. She joins us now. She's going to tell us as we begin this work week here. It was a really nice weekend.
Yeah.
Is that warmth going to continue?
It looks like it is, for at least for the next couple of days anyway. It looks like it's even going to get a little bit hotter. So if you do like the warm temperatures, we're going to get a lot of those in the next couple of days. So looking at Mount Dora sky cam this afternoon, beautiful setup to the afternoon. We have a few clouds out there. You can kind of feel the warmth in the air. The humidity isn't too bad. The wind out of the south-southeast of Mount Dora right now at about 3 miles per hour. Temperature sitting at 80. It just feels like 81. So a nice, comfortable, I would say, or warm evening. The rest of Central Florida looks a lot like this. We're in the upper 60s in Palm Coast to the low to mid 70s along the coastline. Across the interior, temperatures have fallen now to the upper 70s and even the low 80s. Now, if you are planning to do any type of exercise over the next couple of hours, it does look like it's going to be comfortable, but I think you're still going to break a sweat if you're doing it right? By 7 o'clock tonight, it will be at 78. By 9 o'clock at about 71 degrees. So really not a bad setup as we head into the rest of tonight. Now, we do have some big changes on the way. We're pinpointing fog over the next couple of days, including the mornings. And then we have a cold front, which could bring us some rain. So I'll pinpoint all of those details and what to expect as the weekend gets here pretty soon. I think the week is going to fly by, right, guys? I think I'll have all those details for you.
All right, we'll see. Samara, thank you. Well, a big indication NASA's moon rocket might be canceled far sooner than planned.
Critics have called the space launch system outdated and wasteful for years. But now, with President Trump retaking the White House, Boeing is warning its employees who work on the SLS that they could soon lose their jobs.
So Boeing gave us a statement over the weekend that reads, to align with revisions to the Artemis program and cost expectations, we informed our space launch system team of the potential for approximately 400 fewer positions by April of 2025. News 6's James Sparvero has the fresh concerns on the Space Coast. It's tough because this has not been a successful project by any measure. So when do you keep fishing and when do you cut bait?
And unfortunately, it's something we see a lot with NASA programs. They are often, over budget, take way longer than they initially think that it will take. So,
but this one is a little extra on both
it's a lot
sides.
of money.
It's true. Well, you might not get bored at museums anymore. I mean, how could you if the Mona Lisa wants to have a little chat with you?
Well, next at 5, whether you want to ask her about art, maybe even the Super Bowl, we show you the new app that is making all of that possible. Samara.
And it looks like fog is making a comeback to the forecast later on tonight. Heading into tomorrow morning, I'll show you how thick it could get, how long it's going to stick around, and what to expect for the rest of your work week.
Plus, manatees have a friend in Disney. The company is stepping up to treat more to send back in the wild. We're going behind the scenes to see how it has these gentle giants in mind. You're watching News 6 at 5, getting results for you on this Monday. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Launch Credit Union. Go beyond.
Over the last several years, we've discussed the manatee crisis in Florida. And while Disney was already caring for some sea cows, they've now changed their program to be able to treat more manatees and get them back into the wild.
News 6's Emily McLeod shows us how Disney is stepping up to help these gentle giants. It's good news.
It is good news. And, you know, we have a lot of theme parks that do a lot of great work for our wildlife, which is wonderful. We need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. All right, Lisa, well, happy National Umbrella Day. February 10th honors the invention that has been keeping us dry from rain for centuries.
Okay. It's a weird day to pick.
I hate these days. It's just they get on the news and
yes,
this is how they do it.
This is video not from today.
But the only reason we have this in today is because it helps us lead into weather.
Okay.
So meteorologist Samara Kokinos.
This is our dry season right now.
Yes, the umbrellas can take a break.
They're a little
today.
dusty at the moment.
But you can also use an umbrella to shade you from the direct sunshine.
There you go.
So
a parasol.
Happens.
True.
It happens in summertime, gives us a break from all of that usually hot and humid weather that we're dealing with. This time of year, not so much, but some people still use it. I mean, it does come in handy. I think later this week we will need it, but taking a live view from our Launch Credit Union Cam Report Canaveral this evening, still looking beautiful out there. Just a beautiful day. It was a bit warm. We got up to 84 degrees this afternoon, about 10 degrees above the average, only 3 degrees shy of 87, which was the heat record set back in 1921. So as we look ahead into the rest of this evening, temperatures I think are going to stay quite mild. We'll be at about 80 degrees by 6 o'clock this evening, go into about 75 by 8. So still pretty mild to do anything out and about if you want to do some late afternoon yard work or maybe have a nice little dinner on the grill or on the patio. I think that's a good setup. We have been dry though, a very dry forecast courtesy of the dry air in the upper levels of the atmosphere that you can see here on the water vapor imagery in the orange. Now this front really isn't doing much for us, just bringing the wind back out of the northeast in certain spots and keeping us dry has been really the main focus on that particular front. When we look at the drought monitor, the latest drought monitor, you can see most of Central Florida in the yellow, and that is the dry category. Now, when are we going to see some relief? I do believe we will have a chance to see maybe a few showers bring some light relief. But if we look at Thursday and Friday, we're dry until then. This is a very small chance for rain, only 20 and 30%. That's still not zero. And I do believe it will come in the form of light rain associated with our next weather maker. So as we look ahead and we go to the Tuesday afternoon time frame, you'll notice that most of Central Florida is relatively dry. This model trying to hint at maybe a few showers along the coastline. But again, I do believe we remain dry. You'll notice that the arrows are red, and pulling that warm air out of the southwest is going to be a key in the forecast over the next couple of days. This front stays well to our north, bringing quite a bit of rain across the deep south and then going into the Tennessee River Valley. But our next front, well, we'll start to see it there on Wednesday afternoon, back over across Texas and into Arkansas. And you'll notice that as it progresses across the northern Gulf Coast, bringing some heavy rain there. But as it gets closer to the Panhandle and into Central Florida later this week, you'll notice that a lot of that rain is very light. It loses a lot of its umph, so to speak, and it's basically going to be weakening as it crosses us. So that's why we only have rain chances at about 20 or 30%. So just keep in mind, you will need the rain gear here and there. But again, I don't believe that it's going to be one of those time frames where we're going to see a whole bunch of heavy rain dumped out across Central Florida. Here's a look at your pinpoint accurate forecast. Your forecast for tonight will stay primarily in the 60s, so mid to lower 60s. Fog definitely going to be big in the forecast for tomorrow morning as it lingers through mid-morning. Temperatures will be starting out in the upper 60s, and then we'll go to around the mid-80s by the afternoon. The wind is going to shift out of the east and turn out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now let's get you some results and show you your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. So as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday mornings, keep in mind there will be that fog to contend with, but then look at the heat. We're going to turn it up a little bit. 89 degrees on Thursday. We'll be flirting with a record high of 89 for this time of year. So we'll be watching for that. 20 to 30% coverage of rain on Valentine's Day is not going to be a washout. I think it's going to be a sweet forecast right there with your high of 82. Back to the mid 80s for the weekend ahead and a 40% coverage of rain on Sunday. Guys.
All right, Samara, thank you. Someone in Florida needs to check their pocket, check their wallet, check their car, maybe. There is a winning lottery ticket worth $124,000.
Yeah, the gas station that's now getting a bonus for selling that. It's all coming up.
Your Monday evening traffic alert. Some of you chose not to come to work today, but construction will resume. I-4 east and westbound. Make sure you're paying attention overnight, please. And then also down in our Narcoossee area, I'm talking 417 north and southbound, right around Moss Park. No major shutdowns, but you will see some lane closures, and that will continue throughout the week. I'm Trooper Steve with your News 6 traffic alert. Drive safely. I'll catch you in the morning.
You're watching News 6 at 5, getting results. We'll be right back.
With Window World, you'll enjoy quality and a high return on investment, often recouping up to 67% of replacement costs.
I gotta get things started. Yeah, 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 yeah. I gotta get things started.
Get things started with News 6 Mornings. You gotta watch before you go.
Want News 6 straight to your inbox? Sign up for your favorite newsletter at clickorlando.com/newsletter. Sign up for In the Loop Theme Park Scoops, Setting the Stage, and Florida Foodie, just to name a few. Sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
New at 5, someone in Northwest Florida is at least $124,000 richer after winning Florida Lottery's Fantasy 5. A Destin Exxon station is where the lucky winner bought the ticket. But we don't know who that winner is. They have until August 7th to claim their lottery winnings.
Why don't you have any eyebrow?
Of the enigma of my absent eyebrows, in the gentle whispers of time, it is said that my visage was once adorned with both eyebrows and eyelashes.
Is that really what she sounds like?
I don't know. It was kind of a rude question, I thought, though.
Correct.
Why do you look like that? That's the sound of artificial intelligence. It allows visitors to talk to masterpieces like the Mona Lisa. The idea of Ask Mona comes from a familiar source, Harry Potter. You remember those movies and books have art that can talk? Well, thanks to artificial intelligence, it might soon be reality at a number of museums worldwide.
I think AI is changing the way we are consuming every form of content. And this is revolutionizing the way we are interacting also with a work of art or any form of content, basically.
I hate it.
It's weird. In addition to museums, Ask Mona believes schools and universities might be able to use the software. I mean, I think that there is a purpose for it. You know, not everyone can go to Paris and see Mona Lisa.
I mean, if I'm staring at the Mona Lisa in the Louvre, do I really need to have my phone out staring at this screen? Give me a break. Just enjoy the art.
Yeah, just be there.
Can we have a few moments without these awful devices? I'm sorry, I'm in a mood today. We're hitting the road and listening to the issues important to you. Join us on Wednesday, February 19th. We'll bring you the news live from Ormond Beach at the Grind Gastro Pub and Kona Tiki Bar from 4 to 7 p.m. Come meet us, share your stories and your concerns. We will see you then. I've gotten to go to Ormond Beach. I know you've been a few times.
Maybe someone will come and ask you about your eyebrows or something.
Yeah, you can.
But it'll be at least in person.
Yeah, we can. How do I wax these things? We'll figure that out. More people means more stores, more neighborhoods, and more hospitals.
And the hospital system is trying to stay up with all the demand. The CEO of Advent Health is highlighting the challenges of filling in those health care gaps.
And a Florida woman is still shaken after going to jail for hitting a tree. The odd arrest that could prove to be costly for her. We're getting results on News 6. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
No matter what's happening where you live, trust Sky 6 to get you the bigger picture. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland. Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood. Now at 5:30.
You never want to be in a situation where a community has outgrown its health care.
Now at 5:30, the time is now to meet Central Florida's demand for health care. The conversation with the CEO of Advent Health reveals how they're preparing to fill in the gaps.
But first, a Central Florida neo-Nazi leader convicted of plotting to destroy the power grid in Baltimore. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Lisa Bell.
And I'm Matt Austin. You're watching News 6 at 5:30. Last week, a federal jury found Brandon Russell guilty of conspiring to blow up several electrical substations, hoping to cause chaos. Russell is from Orlando. We've learned he formed his hate group right here in Central Florida and even recruited on the campus of UCF.
More alarmingly, it's just one of several festering in Florida. News 6 anchor Eric Von Enken uncovers the growing hate right here.
I don't think that it was fair what they did to me. They ruined my life. I don't eat well. I don't sleep well.
So that's reaction to spending a night in jail. But Yaneli Guzman didn't shoot anybody. She didn't steal anything. She hit a tree, which she didn't think was a big deal. Would you? She was about to clock into work in Cape Coral when she pulled into her parking spot and hit a branch. Concerned over the damage, her coworkers recommend filing a report just to be safe and to help pay for the damages. But when she met up with an officer, she was arrested for a hit and run. Guzman also still has to pay for damage to her car and for legal fees, but the emotional toll, she says, will be harder.
I know that there's a lot of police officers that they wonderful person, but I'm scared. That's how I feel right now.
A response from the Cape Coral Police Department says Guzman's report matches up with the criteria for a hit and run and that it's up to the state attorney's office if charges will be filed. Guzman also still has to pay for the damage from hitting the tree.
New at 5:30, working from home sounds nice, doesn't it? So nice, according to a Harvard study, that 40% of people would take a pay cut of 5% just to not return to the office. ZipRecruiter points out the average salary in Orlando is just over $54,000. A 5% pay cut puts you at around $52,000. But the same survey points out 9% of people would take a cut of 20% or more, which would put you at around $44,000. Women were more likely than men to take a salary cut of 20% or more. And people in traditionally in-person job fields and workers 50 or older put the least value on working from home. I am not surprised at all by that. You also save a lot of money by
I was going to say,
home.
the wear and tear on your car, the tolls,
wardrobe,
the gas.
all of the things.
Yeah, you could easily save 5% with a lot of jobs.
Well, Central Florida is growing quickly, and keeping up with health care is a race against time.
Tonight, anchor Justin Warmoth is taking a look at how Advent Health is building for the future to meet the demands of our booming population. That was Justin Warmoth reporting. Advent Health's Central Florida division covers 4 counties: Orange, Osceola, Lake, and Seminole. Right now they operate 17 hospitals and emergency rooms in those counties. But as you heard, more are coming. To see a full list of the projects underway, just look for this story on clickorlando.com. I don't see any business building at the rate of these hospitals locally.
I think it's something that a lot of people just kind of take for granted. We just assume that when we need a hospital, there will be one nearby that we can get to quickly. But you don't think about all the planning that goes into making that happen.
We expect a Publix and a hospital around.
That's right.
Yes, and a Starbucks. Well, if America had any doubt as to whether the Philadelphia Eagles could win the Super Bowl, that was dismissed last night.
Coming up, the NFL champions are celebrating that big win right here in Central Florida and looking forward to their next chance. Samara?
We do have some fog out there hugging the coastlines on each side, but not impacting visibility just yet. I will show you how it could impact your visibility for your early Tuesday morning commute and what to expect for the rest of your work week in just minutes.
You're watching News 6 at 5:30. Getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Good Greek Moving and Storage.
Okay, time now to get a check of your weather as we begin this work week. Is it going to be much the same, Samara?
Actually, I think it's going to get a little bit hotter.
Oh, not what I wanted to hear, but okay.
I was like, wait a minute, what? I know, right? It has been above average in terms of warmth here across Central Florida. As we look at the almanac for today, we got up to 84 degrees. That is 10 degrees above the average for this time of year. Even waking up at 61 is well above 52 where we normally wake up. But look at that. I mean, just a very warm afternoon. As we look live from our Daytona Beach sky cam this afternoon, or this evening rather, you do see some fog off in the distance, really not impacting your visibility along the coast just yet. But as the night goes on, I do believe that is going to change. Temperatures outside right now, 70 degrees in Daytona Beach, an east to northeast wind at 11 miles per hour. But notice that across the interior cities like Sanford and Orlando and Kissimmee, still in the lower 80s, all the way back to the 75 corridor, the Villages, Leesburg, and even Claremont sitting at about 80 tonight. Up and down the coastline, that ranges from 68 in Palm Coast to 70 in New Smyrna Beach. And good evening to you in Cocoa Beach, sitting at 74, 75 for Melbourne as well as Miko. So what's the big change that we're going to see that's causing all of the warmth headed our way? Well, the first things first. We're going to talk fog. That's going to happen tonight and tomorrow night. So be prepared for that for your early morning commute for Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Now, as we get closer, we'll be nearing heat records late in the week, and that's all associated with a cold front that'll bring us a few chances for rain. That few chances for rain is only 20 and 30%, folks. So it's not a big chance, but hey, it's better than nothing. So as we look at the setup, here's the front that is situated to our north, bringing the shift in the wind out of the northeast across our northern zones. But really, dry air is kind of behind that as that front just really sits around for the next day or so. Not much is going to change here. What we are going to have are the winds kind of shifting a little bit eventually out of the south-southwest, giving us some really warmer air. So as we look at this next front, this one's going to stay across the deep south going back up into the Tennessee River Valley. So a lot of heavy rain there through Wednesday afternoon. Meanwhile, we're just heating up and we're still relatively dry. And then here comes our front. This one's going to be our weather maker, folks. Notice that as it gets closer to the panhandle, though, all of that heavy rain that was associated with it over the northern Gulf Coast kind of falls apart near the panhandle. So I think we'll have a few showers on Thursday, maybe, and nothing heavy out there to ruin any plans as you're headed out for Valentine's Day on Friday night. So a high of 89 is what we're forecasting in Orlando. The record is 89 on Thursday. So we'll be watching for heat records to be possibly tied or broken in Leesburg as well as Sanford, with highs forecasted near 88, which is also the record. Here's a look at your Pinpoint Accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Publix.
Lows in the low to mid 60s. That patchy, dense fog still going to be a big contender in the forecast for tomorrow morning. Then the afternoon clears out. We'll see a high near 84 degrees. Now let's get you some results and show you your Pinpoint Accurate 7-day forecast. And as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, or look at how much of a temperature going up, not dip, right? 84 to 87, 89 for Valentine's Day. Nice and warm for your sweetheart. Even at 82 on Valentine's Day.
It's not cuddling weather.
Definitely not cuddling weather. We had that debate last night, News 6 at 11. Ryan was here for us with us too. So, I mean, we had this debate. That is not cuddling weather. But Eric Von Aken said, if you really like that person, you'll still cuddle with them at 82 degree weather.
I guess.
He's a cuddler.
He's a cuddler.
I don't know. I get a little swampy.
I don't know if you want to cuddle
82,
with anyone.
I agree.
89.
I agree. But the overall forecast of Valentine's Day is not a complete washout. Look at Sunday. That's, I think, our better chance for rain associated with the next front. So
okay.
that brings some more
back in the
average.
70s Monday.
That's where we should be.
Yeah.
We've been well above average for a while now.
All right, Samara, thank you. Well, we have plenty of pet pictures through our Pin It feature, but we want to see more for the Philadelphia Eagles. We knew some of you root for the Birds here in Central Florida. Scan that QR code, head to clickorlando.com/pins to share your love for the Super Bowl champions.
And it was an unforgettable Sunday for the Philadelphia Eagles and their fans.
First year I've ever fallen asleep during the Super Bowl.
Wow.
The game was over by halftime, and I was like, well, this is not happening. Sports anchor Ryan Welch joins us now. This will go down as one of the maybe most surprising results in Super Bowl history.
It was 34-0 Eagles at one point, and this is against the two-time defending champion Chiefs. It was simply incredible how dominant Philly was last night. Let's show you what happened. It's everything indeed. So the Chiefs' hunt for history was stuffed. Now we'll see if these Eagles can perhaps start a dynasty of their own. We'll see.
The bonuses are a little different for the Super Bowl, I think. But, well, maybe not these days. All right,
right, that's
thank
true.
you.
Well, records are meant to be broken, but attending every Super Bowl, that is a hard one to beat.
Well, a trio has attended all 59, and they weren't going to miss this one. Their love for New Orleans. That's hard to hide.
You're watching News 6 at 5:30, getting results. It is gorgeous out there tonight. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Freedom Health Medicare Advantage Plans.
Don't miss your favorite News 6 podcast, Florida 4th Estate, Riff on This, Florida Foodie, and Real Talk Real Solutions. Listen when you want on clickorlando.com or download News 6 Plus to your smart TV to start listening now. Sponsored by Lexus of Orlando.
Well, it is something the Philadelphia Eagles will remember forever after winning Super Bowl 59, but 3 friends have a memory of every Super Bowl.
They are remaining members of the Never Miss a Super Bowl Club, and the title speaks for itself. 88-year-old Donald Chrisman of Maine, 82-year-old Tom Henschel of Pennsylvania, and 85-year-old Gregory Eaton of Michigan have gone to every single Super Bowl, including last night's matchup. Things have changed a bit since the tradition started in '67, but memories and friendship have stood the test of time.
It's great to get with these guys again. I'm probably one of the original members.
It's my favorite city to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the people here, the weather's usually good.
My favorite city is New Orleans. And nobody can party like New Orleans.
They are adorable.
They are very cute
and
little guys.
You may be wondering, because we know it's not inexpensive to go to the Super Bowl.
That is what I was wondering.
The 3 of them still buy their own tickets. You would think at this point the NFL would comp them, right? Like,
you know how much that first ticket was in 1967?
How much, Gigi?
$12.
$12.
What
They
was
probably
it this
paid
year?
$8,000 is the average.
price.
Yeah, $8,000. Yeah. And it wasn't even a sold-out game. $12.
I mean,
look at the prices of Disney. I'd like to know Disney compared to Super Bowl tickets.
Compared to eggs.
Yeah, right.
Let's not give people any ideas at all.
All right, we have a bunch coming up for you at 6 o'clock. We're going to get results for you. We'll be right back.